Hello and welcome to the first episode of Linux Normal, entitled Know Who You Are. What I mean by that is when you know who you are, you know what you want your computers to do for you, or computer, and you know what you want it to do, what frustrates you, and this channel is geared toward just normal people. They just want their computers to work. They hate dealing with stuff not working. You know, when you need it to do something, when something gets broken on your computer from, say, an update Microsoft decides to push out, and they didn't test it well enough, and it's either deleted some files on your computer, or God forbid, when you reboot it, you get the blue screen of death, as they say. You know, the blue screen that's got writing on it, some weird error message, and it's just not working. And some normal people might think that they have a virus or something, but it's usually because Microsoft has broken your computer. Your computer, the thing that you paid hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for, out of your control, Microsoft has broken it for you. I've had to work through a number of things myself, or friends and family that have had situations like that happen, and this is part of the reason why I'm starting this channel. So that might be the situation. Maybe you have an Apple computer and you're uncomfortable with how walled in or limited you might feel with some things you're trying to do with that computer. Apple's and even PCs or Windows computers, they're fine products. I'm not here to bag on really anybody or any company or anything like that, but people have different needs and wants, and if they know who they are and they know what they want and what they need, and if what you need is leading you to this channel, then great. I'm going to try to help in any way I can. And what I've done here with my computer, it used to run Windows. It's running a Linux operating system, sometimes referred to as distributions. I will refer to them as operating systems on this channel to keep things simple. And this one is Pop OS, and I use this every day. And I use it to browse the web. I use it to, with Firefox here. I use it to, and it, goes anywhere you want. Say example, football. Boom. And then you can go to there, whatever. Wikipedia is pretty safe to throw on here. It's got examples of football all across the world there, it looks like, whatever. You can browse the web. You can go to Facebook, whatever. This is my email client that I use, so I can check my email. This is a program that, and as well as Steam here, helps me game. I like to play a game once in a while. I have a password manager here. These are all things I have in a dock down here that I just like to click and have it just pop up. This is actually my personal computer. I have a program here that's called Boxes that will enable me to show you what this operating system looks like if you are so bold to try to install this on a Windows computer. I'm not going to cover and how to install a Linux operating system on an Apple computer. I think that is out of the scope of this channel. Even installing this on a Windows computer to replace it is almost out of the scope of this channel. I am going to cover it in future episodes in very layman's terms and simplistic ways for this specific operating system, also to keep everything consistent in what I'm going to show, because I think this operating system for Linux here is while it might be different than Windows, is easy to learn and is very dependable. It's made by a company called System 76 that sells computers. This is the operating system that they put on their computers that are Linux based, and they have a very vested interest in making sure that their operating system is well made. And it works not only with their computers, but also is open source, and it can work on other Windows, other computers. So that's, in a way, it's sort of a form of advertising in a way, right? I'm sure they feel, I'm not going to speak for them. I'm not getting paid by them or anything like that, but the more people kind of get introduced into their operating system, the more curious they might get about their computers, and it helps them sell more computers. So that's what they're doing. They want to make money. It's fine. Anyway, so the simplest and easiest way to do this is to buy a new computer with this already on it. But if you have a Windows computer that you want to bravely go where you have never gone before, and try to get this operating system installed on a USB so that you can install it on a computer. In the future, I will cover how to do that for this operating system. This right here will help me explain how to do that. It's a program that you use. Techie people refer to them as virtual machines, that runs basically a simulation of hardware that you can do different stuff with that doesn't impact your actual computer that you're using the program on. So if that kind of explains what it is. I don't want to get too deep in the weeds here with all that stuff. Let's see what else here. Back to the topic, know who you are. So it is important to know who you are and what you want out of the computer, because Linux really isn't for everyone. It is not for the faint of heart. It's not. I would not install this or try to install it on a computer that you care a lot about to begin with. Say, for example, let's give an example of a person that had a computer for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, maybe a little bit longer. Say it's a bit older. It's even 7 or 8 years old. And it's been running Windows. It's kind of slowed down a bit. And you feel like you want to buy a new computer, but you can't really afford it right now. You have other stuff that have a higher priority, but you feel like your computer's slowed down, and you just want to feel like you have something new. And at the same time, you don't depend on your computer for anything really vital. You're feeling like you can afford to be a little adventurous. So you take a shot at checking this channel out and what you can do. So yeah, you could install Linux on it, and that might be something for what you want to do. It's an example of somebody that kind of know the situation they're in. They know who they are. They know that they don't depend on their computer for anything really vital, but they do use it, for web browsing and email and things like that. But they know if push comes to shove and they end up bricking their computer and they can't afford to buy it, to get a replacement for a month or two or whatever, they could probably get by with their phone for a little bit. It'll be a pain. They can get by with it for a while until they can afford to get a new computer, right? To do the shopping they need, to check their email, to go on Facebook, to web browse for stuff and things like that. This is assuming they have a smartphone instead of a flip phone. I know a lot of people in the tech world that I have been in that they actually prefer flip phones to smartphones, and for various reasons that doesn't really matter for this channel. But yeah, so that's just an example of what I mean by know who you are, and if who you are again has led you to this channel, here we are. So that's it. Um, I would like to invite you to come to a more focused episode for episode 2 under a different topic that might be a little bit more uh, productive. I'm still in the process of I've kind of figured out what I want the scope of the channel to be, but as you can tell, I'm very new to this, and I might ramble for the first several episodes a bit, and until I really kind of get focused down into a good routine, writing scripts possibly. Although I do want it to be open, a little bit more open. I want to be able to adjust and interject. So there's a system like that I just got to kind of feel until I get a groove. And again, learning the more technical things on, trying to get the channel to look prettier, trying to get a little bit more fluent with using GIMP and how to putting up a little bit better, pleasing sort of, title graphics, things for the videos, things like that. Again, I'm a hobbyist, so I've worked in a professional capacity here and there, more sort of a consultant type thing, but I've also helped people, friends and family, with their computers and things. So, but there are some things in the office world that because I used to do something else as a profession, that I just never had to really worry about doing. Editing images is one of them, right? Having to mess with, say, Excel type, Windows Excel, Excel type, LibreOffice is one program. I think this is Calculate. Yeah. I've never used that. Spreadsheets, there we go. Yeah, something like this. This is Linux version of Windows Excel, for lack of a better term. It's called LibreOffice Calculate, I guess. Yeah, I've never had to really mess with this. One time, for a fantasy football league, I used this many, many years ago, a spreadsheet to deal with the points and stuff like that for the league. But I haven't really messed with it. I don't need to use stuff like that on a daily basis. So this is kind of who I am. I know who I am. I know what I use computers for, and here we are. Know who you are. Know what you want. Know what you need. And as long as your expectations are accurate for what you need and what you want, a Linux operating system could be for you. Come back for the next episode. The next episode, I'm going to try to give some tips on how to make a USB bootable to be able to install Pop! OS on a Windows computer. Thank you. Look to see you soon. Bye.